because the drum style was so unique that there's no way that will ever be copied or duplicated ever.
Right, absolutely.
Because, I mean, we're talking about it, if you think about it, between Keith Moon and John Bonham, Keith Moon was pretty much like a monkey swinging his arms.
Yep.
But he just got the most original and most solid sound. It's just like, you just couldn't believe it. Like it looked like he was just kind of willy-nilly just hitting around, but man, like he was just nailing it every single beat he hit.
Yeah, it was controlled chaos. You just didn't know where he was going to end up, but you knew he would.
Yeah, exactly. And just a really quick couple of quick things. We're going to sidetrack here just a little bit, but we'll still be on music here. Is we were talking about just stuff we had seen, stuff we had read on present bands and past bands, and one of my favorite Who stories. And the guy who got a chance to do this, I can't believe I know what he's telling his grandchildren. Was back in the 70s, the Who played a show in Cleveland. And before they put that show, someone told Keith Moon that if you take half a horse tranquilizer and a glass of champagne, it's a pretty good high. And then he said, you know what? I'm Keith Moon. I'm going to take the full tranquilizer and drink a bottle of champagne. So, didn't really work out too well for him. Because they started the show, he cut a few beats in, and he fell off his drum chair. So the Who stopped the show for a few minutes. They regrouped, came back on, and again, they're showing the footage of this. Keith Moon starts hammering away, and again, topples right over because he's just finished. So, in order to keep the peace and keep the show going, they called out to the crowd for someone who could play drums. And some lucky 17-year-old got to go up on stage and play drums with the Who. And I can't imagine being able to tell that story to kids or grandkids. I mean, it's honestly unreal to me.
Wow. What a moment of glory.
Exactly. And just a few more things here because there's just been a lot of stuff going on this week. So a lot of stuff I kind of want to rehash that I've discussed with friends. That's the thing about music. And the other thing is we were talking about, like in the past, again, with bands playing in certain shows like It's Solvin'. And back then, with the censors being the way that they were, you know, they had to watch themselves. And I remember, because I do have the DVD, it's the best of Ed Sullivan, and it's really good. But they were talking to the Doors. Well, they're talking to Ray Manzarek, who was the keyboardist, or is the keyboardist because he's still alive. And they're talking to him. So he's telling the story of when the Doors played on Ed Sullivan, because as we know, Oliver Stone did the movie The Doors, and little is being generous, but it's very over exaggerated.
Yes.
So what happened was, case in point is they came back to the Doors saying, you know what, when you play Light My Fire, you can't say higher on television because it's against the censors of critics. Can you change it? That sort of thing. They're like, okay, no problem, we'll change it. And then after the exec left, they said, looked at each other and said, you know what, we play the song this way 1,000 times. We're gonna do it the way we always do. We're not gonna change it at all. And in the movie, they show Jim Morrison pretty much kind of jumping up right into the recording window, which never happened. And what happened was, showing it on stage, is you're playing along, and of course Jim Morrison says higher, which he wasn't supposed to do, but he said it anyways. And all that happened was he saw Robbie Krieger, the guitarist, have a quick smirk on his face. Same thing with Ray Manzarek, and Jim Morrison carried on as normal. And of course, they've done the show, they got off the stage, and the exec comes back and said, because we told you not to say higher, you're never going to play it. We had you booked for 6 more shows, you never play the Ed Sullivan Show again. And Morrison looked up at him and said, hey man, we just played the Ed Sullivan Show. It's like, so there's a good kind of smack to the face, right? It's like, oh, yeah, right. And quick hop, skip and jump over to the Beatles, because the Beatles will tie in with this one too. And when they played the Sullivan Show for the first time, it got to the point where the crowd was so loud that they literally could not hear themselves play. I mean, the amplifiers were not doing them justice. The crowd was overpowering the amplifiers, which is just unreal to think of how loud that theater was.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine it.
And quick more connection. Sorry, I'm just on top of music here, just kind of getting into my retro stuff here. But there's a show on the History Channel called Hotel Secrets and Legends.
Uh-huh.
And back in the 60s, when the Beatles were touring the U.S., they went to Seattle, ironically. I'm blanking on the name of the hotel, but no hotel in Seattle would take them because of the crowd control problem. and there's a hotel in Seattle that's like pretty much right in the water that took the pardon?
It's probably the Edgewater.
Thank you. Yes. So they took the chance and saying, you know what, we will take the Beatles in, and they were headed for bankruptcy too. And guess what? Put them on the map, and now they've been in the black for years.
Yeah.
Because of that, and it was interesting because how they brought the Beatles in is they brought them in an ambulance, so people wouldn't know what they were coming in until they got out of the vehicle. They're like, "Oh my god," like. So it was a good Beatles week. We'll put it that way, because everything was kind of tied in somehow, some form or another. Because if you think about it, in the British invasion time, almost all those bands were tied or connected somehow, some form or another. Whether they were friends in school or what have you, they knew each other somehow.
Yeah. And
way before they got popular, because there was an art school that a lot of them went to. That's where Pete Townsend met John Entwistle. And again, David Bowie went through there, and just a whole bunch of big names. So it was just really interesting stuff. And I know I sidetracked a lot, but this is just fun stuff that if you people don't know, it's a good thing to check out, because you'll never be... you'll always be surprised at what you find out.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting stuff. This is not a sidetrack. This is definitely relevant to the show.
So, yeah, I decided to bring that up because, like I said, a lot of stuff happened this week, and a lot of musical stuff, and I just kind of sparked my attention and sparked my memory to thinking about it. Because, again, just one more thing, back to the drummers sort of thing, is a couple of friends and I were talking about this, drummers past and present, because... And on drummers, Rush is doing one last huge tour, and even though their 40th was last year, they couldn't fit in, so they're doing like pretty much an anniversary tour this year. But their drummer Neil Peart is by far and is just ranked one of the best of all time, and that guy is something else to see live. Very humble guy, and very very nice. And I know I told the story before, but I got a chance to meet them in '96.
Wow.
And it was just something else. The short and skinny of the story is I didn't realize, I had just moved to the U.S., so it's my first year in the U.S., and I'm at school, and Rush is coming to Michigan, and I have no idea because I don't really know anybody. My mom or my dad are not really into that, so they're not going to go see Rush with me, so I was like, well, you know what, I'm going to miss them, this is going to suck. And I was telling some people I had met at school about this, and the day after I told someone about this, and she goes, I want to meet someone. She goes, this is Stephanie. This is Geddy Lee's niece. Excuse me? Who? Really? So,
wow.
Yeah. So Geddy Lee's niece went to my high school in Michigan. It's called Losser, by the way. And that's in Bloomfield Township, Michigan. So she went there, and I was a junior. She was a sophomore. But, yeah, Geddy Lee's niece, and every year she and a few other friends went to see them and got backstage the whole thing. So guess what I got to do? I got to go see their tour for Test for Echo, and I got to meet all three of them. And let me tell you, that was like the highlight of my year. Because by far, just moving in general, you have to uproot, you know, people, all that sort of thing, and everybody knows how it goes. And just doing that, and just the first year, and meeting Rush, wow, it was well worth a move.
No kidding. Wow.
And they really were, honestly, a very nice bunch of guys. Like, I have no complaints at all. Down to earth, more than willing to chat, and really like discussing music. And they were very impressed with my knowledge, too, about the background of their music, too. They're like, well, wow, you knew that? I was like, oh, yeah, man. It's like, I do all my research. But so it was a great time. So we got time for one more song here, and then, yeah, we will be doing a part 3, possibly part 4, because I've been talking so much. So next up is a band I was been trying to get in touch with since last week or so. The band's called Coleus, and they're out of Washington. And this is Bang Bang Pow. Dig this.
Voices tell about you, man? You look like you've got some pent-up aggression. Care to take a shot? How about you, sir? Try your luck and win 15 minutes of fame! The newspaper tells me that it's cool to be a shooter, that if I pack, I'll get my name in lights. Caution blinders by the metal of the gun, man. To make the cut, I'll take you to new heights. Bang, pow, there goes another gun. Bang, pow, he says he's just a pawn. Bang, pow, yet he draws his tail. Bang, pow, all that's for shell. Society tell me I have no basic value, just 'cause I'm out about the people's time. But grab a throat and you are sure to get attention. But better wait until you meet that time. Bang, pow, there goes another gun. Bang, pow, he says he's just a pawn. Bang, pow, and yet he draws his tail. Bang, pow, all that's for sale. Stores full of block by block, stir by stir and shot by shot. Soldiers pressed against the glass until your world ain't clean glass. Bullet bridge force that day is never gonna go away. Bang, bang, pow!
Oh,
Right on. That was the coolest band with Bang Bang Pow, and nice little shotgun shot there at the beginning. But that was really reminiscent of 90s alternative, and they just really have that grunge sound to them, like vocal wise, everything, but really cool. And they're out of Washington.
Great power to that tune. It was really recorded well. Nice production. Liked it a lot.
I did too, and yeah, it sounds amazing. But the vocals are—I love the really almost theatrical vocals on it. Really dramatic. They sounded great.
Yeah, she really had a good set of pipes to her.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's gonna do it for part 2 already.
Wow.
It's gone by like there's no tomorrow. So we'll be back in about 5:10 with part 3. So until then, stay tuned. We'll be right back. This has been Dr. Bones and Matt Anderson's for the Music Authority. We'll be right back. Bones out.